All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the sound of my voice. Good evening. I know this is late. However, I wanted to drop this before the weekend because there's a three parts to this interview, and I wanted to drop this tonight. And a lot of you will probably see it in the morning from the east side or East Coast. But I wanted to play this. But first and foremost, I want to make sure you can hear the sound. So if you're able to hear the sound, please put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. We're gonna wait. Just go and hit that 1 in the chat and let me know you can hear the sound. D, good evening. Yes. So, okay. Wake it up. That's right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, last night, I got a phone call. From a friend of mine who is in the legal community. I'll just say that. They're in the legal community. And they read an article that was in the Source magazine, and the Source magazine is the Bible of hip hop. And I was referencing the article. In any event, the article was read by many people. And one in particular was a former federal agent with the government, and this is exclusive now. Something I didn't know. The driver of the vehicle that Miss Stone was riding in has some connections, apparently, and connections that may or may not help him down the road. But this was a very interesting interview. He said a lot, and he revealed some things that it wasn't reported, and I just thought it was interesting that he would step out. And he's also quoted his friend, the driver of the vehicle, in certain situations as related to what happened that night. So this is a 3-part interview, and I want to play it. I want to start playing it right now. And I'm going to be in the background. I want you guys to listen to it, the first part, and I will be dropping the next part over the weekend. With that, ladies and gentlemen, just stand by.
Yeah. Okay. And the reason I want her on the phone, man, because I mean, I don't know you, and you may be a great reporter, but I've been in law enforcement a long time, man. And I know I'm retired law enforcement,
okay.
And I know how sometimes your words can be taken out of context, and it always comes back to bite you. So usually I don't even talk to reporters. The only reason I say, hey, I'll do it is because you're a friend of her.
Okay.
Her friend, and I trust her.
Right.
I mean,
she's known
so,
me for 20, I guess 25, almost 20. I don't know. I
she known me for about 16 years. I think I met her in 2009, but nevertheless,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's around the same time, probably. Okay,
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So what you said? Law enforcement. What kind of like what area law enforcement? What because
I was a federal. I'm a retired federal agent.
Okay, so federal, one of the alphabets, or maybe
one of the alphabets.
Okay,
you leave it at that.
Okay, all right.
I've worked with a whole lot of different ones. If you know anything about feds, we jump around. We may start one place, we don't like it, we go to another place.
I know,
but it's several. It's 50. Well, it's 65 now. Different agencies that have federal agents now. It was 58 when I was in there.
Okay. I may know about 10. I got family members in different agencies, and have daughters in one of them as well. With that said,
it's about 65 of them.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, what is your current background now? Because you retired.
Oh yeah, I do financial investment. I own a company.
Okay,
on a company that we do really what we do is wealth management, and I was part owning a security company. I got kind of away from security, but we do wealth management.
Okay, so security, I know you can have a PI license or you can have a watch guard license in most cases, depending upon your background.
I had a company security license with a detective license.
Okay, detective. Okay, so you had a PI license. The company had a PI license.
That's right.
Okay,
that's right. That's
all
right.
So you're very familiar with investigations.
Tell you, I've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah, you're very familiar. Okay. So when the story involving Angie Stone obviously broke, which was quite unfortunate, for the family and for all those that were in the vehicle. Where were you at the time, and when did you know that there was an accident?
I was supposed to be on that trip with him. I was supposed to actually be on the trip, but I had a prior engagement, and so I was actually in Montgomery when it happened.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I was driving to Montgomery when it happened.
Were you supposed to be like the second driver? Like, were you supposed to be his backup driver?
No, I was going to be the security and drive, second driver. Yeah.
Okay.
Security.
Okay.
He's a very good friend of mine.
He's a very good friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been knowing him for about 20 years.
20 years. You knew him from because you're in law enforcement, and he had.
No, I didn't know him from no. I didn't know him from anything nefarious. I knew him from the industry. I did a lot of work in the entertainment industry with a lot of people in entertainment. In fact, I think I was working when me and her met. I think I was working somebody's son. I can't remember.
Okay, working on this is a special detail, security.
Yeah, we had a security team.
Okay,
I was working a detail.
Okay, all right. On the job or off the job? Because how long you been retired?
I've been retired since 2011.
Okay,
it was off the job though.
It was off the job. Okay,
it was like a little part time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, had you ever worked with Ms. Stone before?
I have not. I had plenty of opportunities to. And in fact, for the last 3 years, he had been trying to get me to do security for her.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend had been trying to get me to security.
He wasn't her regular driver. Is that correct?
See, that's what people don't know. The people don't know. People don't know what they're talking about. He was friends with her for a very long time, and he has driven her places, but not charged her. They've been friends.
Okay.
And so, like, people don't even know that they just what bothers me about when I was talking earlier. What bothers me about the whole thing is that people don't know, and they're speculating. But it's a real person behind that. Mm-hmm. That he can't sleep at night. He got to take pills to sleep at night. He has PTSD from this, and then not no fake PTSD, a real, Mm-hmm. And so what bothers me is that people drag people's names through the mud for clickbait. Like one guy came back, he called himself the paper man or whatever. He came back and said, I was wrong. He put on his website, the driver had suspended license. Yeah, he did in 2004. And so, like, that's what bothered me is people destroy people for clickbait.
Okay, so
and don't realize there's real people behind it.
So he had an active license, from your knowledge.
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
yeah, I know he did.
Okay, so now you know him from the business. Had you ever worked with him in other projects? Any other projects?
We had audits together. At one time, we had a couple of audits together.
Audits. You said audits or artists?
Like music. No, I'm from St. Louis. So.
Okay, about that. I got a New York accent.
Yeah, we had music artists together.
Okay, music. Okay, all right.
At one time. Yeah.
What role did he play in that?
Manager.
He was a manager.
And I was a manager too at one time. Yeah.
Okay. So had he ever done professional chauffeur driving?
Yeah, of course he has.
Okay, because managers usually hire drivers. So, but
not when you see that's what people don't know the industry again. When you were trying to make it, you wear all those hats.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. But
you wear all those hats because right now I ain't got the money to pay a driver, so I'm the driver. I ain't got the money to pay the security, so I'm a security.
Right. Right.
So like when you don't have. When you're trying to make it, and I'm the manager manager is paying for everything because he's trying to get his artists to the next level. And so you pay for you pay to drive, you are the driver, you are the securities, you're doing everything because right now you cutting costs because sometimes you have to pay people to perform. Okay. It ain't like they paying you.
Yeah. So when you got word of the accident, how soon after you heard about the accident that you contacted him or he contacted you? How did that go?
I contacted him the next day. Because first of all, his phone, his wallet, everything was in the actual van.
Oh, it was in the van.
And so nobody could get in contact with him. So people were saying they was talking to him, they were lying. Nobody could get in contact with him because first of all, everything was in the van. And so
even his wallet?
His wallet, everything, yeah.
Okay. But he went to the hospital. He went to the hospital.
He did. Everybody went to the hospital.
Right, everyone went to the hospital. But he did go to the hospital as well. How was it? What kind of injuries did he sustain?
You got to ask him that, man, because he had some internal injuries, broken shoulder, but I don't know everything that was going on with him. Okay. But he had a few things going on with him. Glass in his jaw, all kind of stuff. But yeah.
Wow. One of the big things that people have been talking about is that he might have been drinking that night. Do you know?
He don't even drink.
He doesn't.
He don't drink. No.
He doesn't drink at all.
He doesn't drink at all. The few times I've seen him drink, I forced him to do a shot when I had something to celebrate. He don't drink.
Okay, so you forced him to take a shot, but. Okay, so
yeah, but he's not a drinker. I'm just saying he's not a drinker.
Okay. How long ago did you guys take that shot? Was it years ago? Or was it like
5 years ago, man?
Okay. So, if someone told you, hey, that we see him drinking that night, what would you say? They would be lying?
They'd be lying.
Okay.
They'd be lying.
All right. So he's heard a lot of the things that people are saying about him. What is the biggest untruth that people are saying that he wanted to address, to your knowledge?
I'll tell you what the biggest untruth that people are saying that he wanted to address. Everybody separated themselves from him because everybody's trying to sue him and the actual
exclusive
semi-truck together.
Right. Which is common.
It's common,
right?
But it's not common to have false stories out there. So first of all, a lot of people didn't like him because they knew his criminal history and he was close. And Angie trusted him more than he trusted them. And so people didn't like him because they knew that he was a bad boy at one time. And they were like, why you trust that criminal motherfucker? Why you trust? So a lot of people didn't trust. I've been in this camp for a long time. So people were jealous because she put her trust in him. Every phone call she had, and you can ask her manager this, every phone call she had, she would call him to be on the phone to witness the phone call, just like I'm asked to this phone call to be witnessed. And so she would do that with him. She trusted him. And so absolutely trusted him. And so like his biggest thing is that when the accident happened, everybody was asleep. And so, like, initially,
hold on. You said everybody was asleep.
Yeah. It was 4:30 in the morning. It was 4:30 in the morning, and the partition was closed, and everybody in the back was asleep.
So,
including Dante, who was in the front with him, who took my place, was also sleeping for the initial accident.
So one of the band members kind of released a statement, or she was talking about the interaction that they had in the car. When I say they, her, Angie, and it's something to the effect that he was driving recklessly, and they asked him to slow down. Did he even talk about that?
Let me tell you, he's 65-year-old man. He don't drive recklessly. So I drive with him all the time. He don't drive recklessly. He got a $200,000 car, and he cruises in it. Okay. And so he doesn't drive recklessly. So I mean, and so I don't know. I can't never say what somebody's motive is and why they say what they say. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But so I can't say what their motive is. But what I'm saying is, I've driven all over the United States with him. Never seen. I drive worse than he drives.
You drive worse than he drives. So, okay. What does that mean? You drive worse than he drives. So if he's 65, right? Okay,
he drive like old man.
Okay, well, we're not going to age shame anyone because I'm of a certain age myself.
I'm 55. I mean, I'm saying for me.
I'm just.
He drives better than me.
Okay, so let's go back to
everybody drives better than me.
What happened that night? Why didn't you go with him that night? You were supposed to be there. Why?
I had a prior engagement.
This is a prior engagement. Exclusive. Okay. Had he checked in with you anytime during the night? Just to talk to you about how the evening was going.
I can't remember. He told me he was going to sound check or something. That's the only time we talked.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, they made it. He's gonna go on a sound check. That's the only time I talk.
So after because he was also interviewed by law enforcement. He
has been, yeah.
Right, he has been.
At his lawyer's office. And so that's why I'm saying all the people, they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
So he had so this is the second time he had an encounter with the police, because the night of the accident.
Right. Night of the accident, he was out of it though. And so I mean, they got a quick statement, they took his blood. And then they released him from the hospital. He had to actually go to another hospital where he had the surgery and everything else. And so
was it in the state?
He left there. Huh?
He went to another hospital in the state, Alabama,
and then in a different state. Okay. I'm not going to go into all that.
Okay.
No, he left because
he wanted to go to his provider. He wanted to go to his provider.
Right, and they kept sending different troopers in there asking him, like, was he drinking? He said, I don't drink. And so then they sent two females in there just cutting up with him. And then they asked him the same thing. He's like, I told you I don't drink. And so he's like, he felt like they trying to do a witch hunt. So he said, let me go to my own provider and get my care.
So why do you think that they sent multiple people to ask him about drinking? Do you think that
somebody probably said he was drinking, but he doesn't drink?
Okay.
So let me tell you this. So let me say this to you. They took his blood. They've had his blood since March 1st.
Right.
If he had alcohol in his blood, don't you think it'd be arrest warrant out for him already?
Well, has the toxicology report come back yet? I don't know.
Yes, it has.
Oh, it has. Okay.
Yes, it has.
Okay.
So like, don't you think they would have arrest warrant already? That would, I mean, that's probable cause. That's probable cause, if nothing else, to say that you was driving under influence.
Okay.
It ain't got nothing to do with the death or none of that.
Okay.
You were driving. Your toxicology came back. You had alcohol. You was driving under influence.
Are you aware that there's a criminal investigation?
Okay, listen.
I'm asking you. Are you aware?
Let me explain something to you. I've been in investigation a long time.
Okay.
There was a fatality. There has to be an investigation.
Right.
There was a fatality. And so people are playing on words. Anytime there's a fatality, they have to open an investigation.
But I used the word criminal investigation, and I understand investigation. I know the distinction between investigation and a criminal investigation.
No. Let me tell you, there was a fatality. There was a possible wrongful death.
Right.
It's going to be a preliminary criminal investigation.
Okay.
It has to be.
Okay.
It has to be.
Okay. Well, not
It has to
necessarily.
be. It's nowhere wrong.
Well, it's a fatality.
Man, listen, I've been doing this a long time. When you draw, say for instance, if it was an accident and it was no fatalities, this would have been over.
Right.
But because there is a fatality,
this is a hip hop.
They have to look at it from a criminal standpoint. There's no ifs, ands, and buts.
And if other witnesses are making statements as it relates to this accident, do you think that that is one of the reasons why the investigation hasn't been closed yet?
Well, they're wrapping the investigation up, but so the final, they said the final report probably be out in 2 weeks, and so people don't know what's going on inside. So I mean, I don't want to really discuss all that because people. Let me tell you, two things are going on right now. Everybody trying to get a check.
Thank you for listening to part 1 of a 3-part episode. This is the very close friend of the driver of the van carrying Miss Angie Stone and 8 others. Once again, this is a Hip Hop Inquirer exclusive. Part 2 will be coming soon.